Now to a project that's bringing the prehistoric past to your PC. Almost a decade ago, paleontologists from Western Australia discovered an animal graveyard in a Nullarbor cave. Now that cave is being mapped out for an online game, as Jake Sturmer reports.
A secret location in the middle of the Nullarbor plain isn't the kind of place you'd expect to find a video game developer.
There'll be nothing.
Abseiling down into a dark cavern underneath the Nullarbor just to map a cave for a game is taking realism to another level.
I had no idea what I was rappelling into, and that actually kind of scared the crap out of me.
Dr. TRAN braved the elements, all to painstakingly digitally recreate this cave.
It has very, very intricate structure. It's got features that can't be uniquely identified between sequences to be able to triangulate where exactly it is in the cave.
It's all for an online game aimed at providing an entertaining look at the normally academic world of paleontology.
Got a bunch of really sexy caves with very, very sexy fauna. And we've got some very good finds. And now we've found a way of showing those finds and what we're doing in the science to the world on the internet.
In 2002, when cavers discovered these three holes in the middle of the Nullarbor, little did they know they contained a veritable treasure trove of fossils, including this complete skeleton of a Thylacoleo, a marsupial lion that's been extinct for 50,000 years.
That discovery was certainly one of the most important paleontological discoveries ever made in Australia.
Dr. GAVIN PRIDEAUX from Adelaide's Flinders University was a part of the team that found it.
It's certainly a new species, and I think there's an excellent chance that it is probably a new genus and species.
But it wasn't just the one skeleton that made the discovery significant. The caves proved to be a graveyard for all sorts of unknown creatures.
We've got two species of tree kangaroo from the middle of the treeless plain, which is just the most brilliant illustration of how little we understand about the history of our own fauna to find those things there that just live today in the rainforests of northeastern Queensland and New Guinea. So it had to have been a significantly moister environment. We would have had woodland, savanna, so yeah, very different place.
Because of the cave's shape, it's been trapping creatures for millions of years, and digging through the sediment is like looking at a timeline of the land above. For paleontologists who spend their lives examining yesterday, working with game developers focused on tomorrow may seem like an odd pairing. But Dr. PRIDEAUX hopes the unusual contrast will lead to a much richer game experience. Actually
descending down a 20-metre solution pipe in a howling gale to a gigantic cavern below, I don't think that there's a much better way for someone who's designing a game to get in their head what the whole thing is about.
But getting a sense of the place is easier said than done. Just manoeuvring around the caves is tough, and definitely not for anyone remotely claustrophobic.
It's a bastard. I sort of came up a different way, and it's a tad tight.
Imagine trying to map all that in 3D, and you begin to get a sense of the task Dr. TRAN is facing.
We collected some video footage of the cave and some still shots as well, and from these images we were able to match features between successive images, and through that we were able to triangulate points of features within the cave in 3D space, and that's how they're represented here.
Much like funding for the project, the 3D map is still very much a work in progress. But Dr. TRAN is hoping to return to the caves to get an even more accurate picture. And that's not beyond the realms of possibility. Another expedition could be on the cards. There's still potentially thousands of bones to be found. But not everything found in the cave is condemned to become a part of history.
In fact, today, one of our team members, Aidan, managed to capture a kestrel in the cave, and we've taken it back up to the surface and released it so it won't become a fossil.
While that kestrel got a lucky break and will live to fight another day, the many creatures down here who didn't make it could one day live on in a PC near you.
Jake Sturmer reporting.